Munchie Mafia. Today we're going to be loading up the smoker for Will It Smoke? What we got here is a pink pineapple. All the other ones were not ripe enough to do anything with, so pink pineapple it is. Anyway, so it's kind of funny because I'm actually allergic to pineapple. I have an oral allergy to it, but the pink ones I can actually eat. I can actually eat the other stuff too as long as they're cooked, but raw pineapple just breaks my mouth out all in sores. All right, so that's one thing that was going to go in the smoker. Then we got 5 ears of corn that's been trimmed up, and some of the husk has been taken off. Then we are also going to roast off some, or smoke up some tomatillos. So we're going to take the little papers off of those. Oh, I hate how these things are so sticky. But what are we making, Chef? We're going to be making a whole bunch of stuff. And one of them is going to be a salsa. So we also have our vine ripe tomatoes. Make sure all the stickers are off and you've washed all your stuff. We've got 3 jalapeno peppers. Again, wash your stuff. And then we also have 3 whole bulbs of garlic. We're going to see how well those smoke in the smoker. And, of course, avocados. What? You can actually smoke avocados? Well, some people seem to think we can, so we're going to give it a whirl. See what happens. So we're going to cut these in half. These ones, you want to make sure that you're getting ones that are not quite fully ripe. They tend to hold up better in the smoker. We're going to get a little bit of oil because we're going to give it a little bit of oil. This is going to help keep the oxidation process down a little bit. And once we get all these done, we're going to go out to the smoker, pop them in. We're going to set the smoker for 325 degrees. And then we're going to just let it do its thing for about an hour. Now, one of the things I've always wanted to try, and this is how people end up in the emergency room with what's known as avocado hand. To hell with it. We'll just mosey around it. I've always wanted to try smoked potato chips and stuff like that. I guess apparently you can also smoke Chex Party Mix. I'm just not a Chex Party Mix type of person, so we're not going to do that. So now we're just going to dip it in there, get it oiled up all nice and pretty. All the other stuff, we're just going to go and let them do its thing in their naked form. And I've never had this smokehouse onion funyun before. I thought that would be kind of fun to have, so we're going for that. All right, we're almost done with that, and we've got some other stuff that we're going to be doing. We'll be releasing some other videos very, very soon. One of our premieres for tomorrow is smoked pork belly, but we're going to be doing it in a few different ways. That one doesn't want to come out either. Okay, so that's why these avocados were inexpensive. They're not cooperating. All right. Plus I'm a little afraid of avocado hand. Oh my God, come here. All right. All right, fine. Be that way. They're just going to be a pain in the ass to me today. All right. That's okay. Did you also know that you can actually roast off the avocado pits and eat the inside part? You're supposed to be able to grind it up after you've roasted it a few times, broken it down a whole bunch. You can turn it into like almost like a nut flour of sorts for gluten-free stuff. You can also add it to smoothies and so on and so forth. All right, now that I'm nice and lubed up, who wants to bend over?
Paper towel. Okay, or not?
Or not, yeah, because I'm not paying attention. That's okay though. Oops. All right, so now we're going to take our smokehouse onion. I want to give it a try first. I want to see what the difference is in the flavor before and after. So, oh my God, those are so good. So, if you've not had these before, this is a review. These things are bomb diggity. All right. Just put a smidge more on that one. Okay. Tahini. We want to try to preserve as much of the grain as possible because, as you know, avocados turn that really ugly color. So we're just going to sprinkle. We're just going to add some flavor to them. All right, almost done. And then we're going to run away for a little bit, and we'll be back in a little while. All right, see you in a bit. You got to pause. All right, so now we are filling up the wood chip thing. We got hickory, or I'm sorry, mesquite. We're using mesquite. Set that aside. Here, can you, before the dog eats them. All right. Oopsie, drop some all over the place. So the way that we're going to load up the smoker, so we're going to put the harder stuff on the bottom shelf, I think. The stuff that's going to need the most heat. So, shove that in there. Come on. There we go. There's that. So first off, we're going to go with Mr. Pineapple. That's where it's, okay, so just stick that there for now. Stick that there on the shelf. We're going to put the garlic in with the pineapple. And we're not gonna peel it or anything. We're just gonna let it do its thing. We're gonna put the corn in. Yeah. Maybe put 3 there and 2 down below. With the garlic and Mr. Pineapple. Alright, because we want to make sure that we have enough space for proper flow. Now we got our jalapeno peppers. Oh. All right, change of plan. I need that other. All right, so corn on the bottom with the garlic. I mean, if we have to leave the pineapple in a little longer, that's fine, I guess. Stick corn there. Stick the garlic there. Stick the jalapenos there. All right. Put the pineapple on top. No, shit. All right, so just take this one out. I know. What's the difference, silly? Okay. Put the avocados in on the next shelf. These avocados, I I've been like dreaming about this for a week now. Really wanted to get that whole avocado thing going because I think some smoked guacamole is going to be freaking mind blowing. Alright, gently push those in. Get my hands all nice and cleaned off. Shit. How am I going to do this? Alright, so now we got the bowl of Funyuns. Stick that with the pineapple. Tomatoes. And I think we're just going to have to improvise and think, okay, so how are we going to do this? Just kind of pictures. There we go. Maybe one over here with that. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that works. I think. All right. So that's what it looks like. This is the East Oak electric smoker. Okay, so on. Now we're going to set a time. Let's see how. I'm going to go for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Oops. No, 1 hour 40 minutes. Set the temperature. Oops. To 275 and hit set temperature, and there we go. See you in a little bit. All right, so we are actually an hour in, and I'm so sorry about the last video that we took while we were loading it. My hair was all in the damn way. We're starting to lose sunlight, so let's get this baby open and take a look and see how we're all doing. Oh. Now I understand what Timmy was saying about not being able to breathe. Okay, so our tomatoes are looking nice and fabulous. The trick is to see how our Funyuns did. I'm really curious about that. I hope that there wasn't so much steam in there that forgot to bring out a mitt, that we turned them into mush. Shit! No, don't roll away. All right, set that one aside. We'll have to just rinse those off because I need those. All right. Let's see.
Hot.
Oh my God. They stayed crispy. All right. Let's see, just gotta figure this out. Maybe put this underneath, and you can just grab those. Oh yeah, those are gonna be freaking beautiful. All right. Set that up there for a moment. So we got our tomatoes out. So far, so good. So we got them crackling a little bit, and that's when we know that they're done. And let's check out our pineapple back here. Come here, you. Just gonna stab. All right, so it's softened a little bit, but not enough, in my opinion. Okay, so now I'm going to get our jalapenos out. They're real soft. Got 3 big babies right there. Now, the one that I'm most concerned about are the avocados. Oh yeah. So when you can just squeeze them very gently and you can see a lot of movement, they're pretty well done. So we're gonna just take these out. They really didn't lose much of their color. I'm actually pretty happy with that because I'd seen where other people had smoked avocados. Oh wow. And they
your hair.
Is my hair in the way
Flip
again?
your hair.
Frickin' A, man.
There you go.
I think it's time to get rid of the hair. I know, Timmy. I know. So, anyway, back to the avocados. They oxidized really bad, and they were black. And so when they went to make guacamole out of it, it looked like this greenish gray color of sadness. And I don't want that. I want them to still have a lot of their vibrant green, but with the smoke flavor. So these babies, they lost a little bit, but not enough to make me say, well, that was a dumb idea. So here we go. Wow, we're really losing our sunlight fast, aren't we? All right, here we go. Last one. Let's check out our garlic. Our garlic is still kind of rock hard. I'm actually going to let, oh, wow, that smells so good. Okay, so we're gonna just close this back up and we're gonna let it continue to do its thing. So here we have our beautiful, beautiful avocados and tomatoes, tomatillos, and jalapenos on one tray. And in our bowl, ow, that's a little warm. And I used a Pyrex bowl. This is our steakhouse onion Funyuns. And they're really crispy. They have a really good smoke. Oh my God, you gotta try one. They're not hot. So, this was a win. I didn't add anything to it, just threw them into a bowl. And I used Pyrex. And just stuck it on the top shelf in the back and just forgot about it for about an hour. Those are delish. So there's that. I'll see you inside. Hey there. So now we're going to start working on the pork belly. I'm going to introduce you to some ingredients. I could not find Chinese 5-spice to save my life. Live out in the middle of nowhere. What do you expect? Anyway, so now I found these things in the Asian section, which is very small. And Vietnamese barbecue spice rub, no MSG. And Vietnamese barbecue spice rub, classic. This one says 5-spice. This one says sweet lemongrass. And they do smell delightful. So we're going to give these a try and see how this works. So I'm not going to use all of this because, or all of this one, well, maybe all of both of them, because I'm going to reserve some of it for a really nice coleslaw that's going to go with our pork belly. I really love the smell of this one. This one has star anise, salt, ginger, onion, clove, fennel, nutmeg, cinnamon, organic lemongrass. And the other one is salt, garlic, black pepper, coriander, lemongrass, ginger, and galangal. And both of those, or all of those ingredients for the most part, are found in the Chinese 5-spice. So I figured, okay, so that might work. I don't like to use brown sugar for my pork belly, but what I do like to use is a Mexican product. It's turbinado sugar. You can also use the Asian pearl sugar. But I like this because it has a nice grit to it, so it holds on a lot better. So I'm going to put in about 2 cups of that. And also, when you're doing creme brulees, this is the best sugar to use. If you can find it, you can usually go to like a Mexican grocery store, and the stuff is dirt cheap, but the texture is very, very crystalline in texture, so it just works so much nicer, I think. But, you know, it's up to you how you want to do it, because, you know, I'm just here to show you how I do things. If there's something that you would rather do, to throw your own little spin on it, you can definitely do that, because, you know, in the end, it's your food, right? I have no problem with people, you know, saying, hey, I don't really like exactly what Civi did. I want to try something else. I want to throw my own little spin on things and see if I can come up with something. Use your creativity, definitely. So I'm just going to mix this all up. I can smell that it's very fragrant. Now we're going to want a lot of salt. And I go to cash and carry to get my pork belly. Because for the most part, a lot of the butcher shops in the area doesn't carry, you know, large chunks of pork belly. And if I'm going to be smoking some pork belly, I'm going to be smoking some pork belly for days, right? Okay, so this thing's almost as big as my freaking head. We'll worry about that later. That goes for something else entirely. We're trying out a new format for our videos, so please bear with us. Need my garbage bowl. All right. So, yes, I use my knife to open up plastic. Now this is going to have a lot of wet, so we're going to want to dab it so that we don't get it all over the floor. I got 2 little Hoovers, little 4-legged barky ones, so, and a cat with dementia that loves to get into things. The other day he jumped into my shower with me. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, oh, oops, sorry. Jumps out. Mommy, I'm all wet. Oh, it's your own fault. Dumb cat. Okay. Give it a dry. Almost wish I brought my Ulu out for this. Would have been done with it by now. Then we can go to bed. Got lots and lots to do tomorrow. Lots and lots to do. All right, so this one's not going to need a lot of TLC, but the damn thing's huge, and I'm dribbling all over the damn place. All right, let's see if I can not be Wreck-It Ralph for just a moment. That's all I want. Okay, there we go. All right, give it a pat dry. Get some of that wet off of it. We are going to break this down a little bit into some smaller chunks, just simply because it's going to be too big for the smoker. This is actually quite beautiful. I don't know about you, but I sure love myself a good pork belly. Now, what do you expect? All right. Yeah, that's about half. It's not the greatest, but it'll work. It'll definitely work. All right. So there's one side. And here's the other side. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're just going to want to score it. And we're not going to cut all the way through. Some of these areas have been very trimmed. So I like to go crisscross pattern. Crisscross applesauce. So please mention in the comments how you like to have your pork belly. All right. That one's been crisscrossed applesauce. Now we're going to go on to the next one. Kind of wondering if I should break this one down too. What do you think, Timmy? You think that? I think I'm going to break this one down into halvesies.
Yeah.
Maybe the other one too. Remind me to sharpen my knives. It seems like I'm perpetually using dull knives. All right, and we're just going to score. I'm sure a fat kid were watching right now, he'd be like, oh my God, she's cooking pork belly. I'm going over there. And fat kid has been my partner in crime for many, many years. And he was actually watching, I think, the Smoked Peach Sunday. And we got to talking. He lives just down the road from me. But anyway, he's like, we got to do a collab sometime. And I'm like, yeah, sure. We used to have a catering business together. Two fatties. We talked about this dream, this grandiose dream of getting a food truck one day, and kept talking about it. Just, it never came about. Because if I were going to open up a food truck, it'd be with the fat kid. Okay, so I'm going to split this in the halves too. I should have got the ulu out. Woof. Woof. Okay. Uh-oh. Somebody's in a mood. I don't know if you can hear her, but she's running around. All right. So now we're going to really work that into those little crevices that we created. We really want to get that really nice and pasted. All right, now we're going to flip it upside down.
I don't know if they can hear her thundering by, but this is really funny.
It is pretty funny. She's just on a roll. I'm sure they probably can. It's like that thing can hear you wheezing from over here. We've had a lot of problems with wildfires in the area, and the last couple of days just been just horrific. Even I've been having problems with coughing. Plus coming back from COVID. All right. Now normally you would want to put this onto a rack and let it do its thing, but I really don't have a lot of space in my fridge because I went on a Costco run yesterday, and I probably bought out half the store. Okay. So you can tell we're kind of going Asian themed with this. Which if you really watched all the stuff that I had smoked in the smoker, the fruits and veggies, you're going to be like, well, those don't go with that. Well, I'm making something else too. And it's a subtle nod to my onesie women who are back in action again with our mod tiger. They're back to doing their thing. They're done with their vacation. So, because they love avocados. So you'll have to keep watching. All right, we're almost done. Man, I wish you could smell this. This is just smelling so good. This is going to be delicious. If we don't get a nice crust on this, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. This has got to create a nice crust. All right. So there we have it. Now we're going to put this in the oven overnight, and our camera magic will bring us up to speed again, and we will see you all later. Have a good night, everybody. We're live now, folks. Hello, I've missed you all so very much. Things have been a little crazy in my little world. I had to do exams and certifications, and things just got a little crazy. So first off, this pork belly has good and rested. We're going to make a sauce to go with it. We're going to put about a 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, about a cup of soy sauce, I hate these little stopper things that they've got in these bottles. I keep taking them out, and I have to put them back because things go all weird. And why is this doing this to me? Okay, so a cup of that, a few dashes of toasted sesame oil, just a few dashes, like maybe 10 drops tops. We're going to put a smidge of rice wine vinegar. We're going to put about 2 tablespoons. And it's like this bottle of fish sauce is like the never-ending bottle of fish sauce. I don't like this brand. About 10 drops of fish sauce. And we're going to go in with some molasses, about a 1/4 cup. And we're going to add a little smidge of hoisin. Or so I thought we were. Oh my God. Now my fingers are going to be sticky. I don't know why they put those in there. So that's about 2 tablespoons of that. Dang. And then a little smidge of oyster sauce. Come on. Come out of the bottle while we're still alive. So there we go. All right. Now this stuff is really super duper salty, so go easy on it. We're just using it for the umami flavor. The Thai seasoning paste. That didn't sound good. It farted. And of course, a little smidge of the lemongrass. About about a tablespoon. 2 tablespoons of the Thai. Okay, so stick that on the burner. I got my cast iron getting nice and happy. We're going to turn that to a 3 and get a whisk. Get a whisk. Or maybe not get a whisk. Come on. Oh, I hate those. You need to get rid of those tongs. I think it's about time to get rid of the tongs. All right. So now we're just going to stirry this. Let it do its thing. We're going to see how it goes. You might have to add a little smidge of cornstarch just to help with the thickening. So let's just give it like a teaspoon. Okay. A little bit goes a long way. You can always add, but you can't subtract. Say that a lot. Say that a lot at work too. Okay. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Now we got 4 pieces of pork belly, minus one little chunk because I had to taste it to see just how good or how bad it was, and we've decided that that one was definitely a winner. And pork belly is really, really versatile in that you can do so many things with it, and you could just cook it off like bacon and just eat it that way. You can candy it. You can make sandwiches with it. You can do all sorts of things. And so one of my favorite things is to use it in stir fries and also as tacos. So I accidentally left the bowl out overnight. They went stale, but I found out something. If I turn the oven to 250 degrees, pop them in the oven, and just forget about them for about 10 minutes or so, they're fine. They're nice and crispy all over again. So if you happen to do that, just pop them back in the oven. God, those things are so delicious. All right. So now that we got that going, I've got all my mise en place for the next couple days. This garlic is just absolutely to die for. And before we play around with this pork belly, I'm going to scoot this over. Let's go back to the top cam. Now, the garlic is nice and soft. You can just basically just press it down and it crumbles up nicely. And you just go in and chop it. We don't need a whole lot. Just enough. Because we want to get some of this garlic into that pork belly, because there's another rub that this company makes, and the company name for these Vietnamese barbecue spice rubs is Star Anise Foods, and they were amazingly cheap. They were like $1.25 for a packet, and a little bit goes a long way, especially when you're adding turbinado sugar. I was able to use half of a packet of the 2 flavors for an entire 11-pound pork belly. So I'm just going to take a couple of the garlic cloves and I'm going to just give them a rough chop and then set them aside. And my sous chef is over here molesting my bowl of coleslaw. So now we're going to go to the coleslaw part. Let me get all this stuff out of the way first. No. I can't touch him. Get down. Do not make me push you down.
Come here, Winston.
Oh, I forgot to put a little smidge of honey. We want to put a smidge of honey into this sauce. Like when I say a smidge of honey, we're talking a tablespoon. Well, it looks like I'm out of honey. Shoot. That's okay. We got a little bit out of there. All right. We're going to let that do its thing. We're going to come over here. We're going to feel our pan. Our pan is nice and hot. Now, what we want to do is we want to get a little bit of a crispiness on that pork belly and try to render off that little ribbon of fat that's still kind of lingering a little bit, because next to impossible to do crispy pork belly in a smoker. I've never been able to successfully make it do that, and it's because the heat is not that high. All right, so
Stop it. No.
we're gonna put about a third of a head of cabbage, and we're going to put a little smidgen of cilantro in there, and a smidgen of diced onion in there. And then we are going to take this 5 spice, the rest of it, and the rest of this lemongrass. And we're going to tossy that together. And we're going to give it a taste. We're probably going to have to adjust it with some sugar. And the sugar that you generally use is either honey or powdered sugar. And I'm not seeing my powdered sugar.
Hi, bud.
And I'm really afraid to move anything because I got so much stuff in here that let's see.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for some. I'm not seeing it. Anyway, so I guess we're just gonna have to go without. Now, the other thing that we're gonna do is we're going to peel this apple. And we're gonna chiffonade a little bit of apple. So maybe we can get some sweetness out of that because I don't know where my powdered sugar went. So pour off or take the core off. And I think I said oven. I heard myself say oven. I meant put the pork belly into the fridge overnight. You want to put it in the refrigerator overnight. So that was my bad. It's been a little chaotic around here. I had we'd gone to the fish store last weekend, and all of my fish died. 2 of them died the first hour that they were put in the tank. New tank syndrome, and then the rest of them were gone by the next day or 2. So we gotta start that all over again. All right, scoop this beast over. All right, so now we're going to go in. Oops, went a little too far. I've got some pretty bad news today too. 2 of the former residents that I used to care for had passed away. So it's kind of a nod to George and Don. Okay, so now we're just going to give this a chop or a slice, thin slices. And just turn them into little matchsticks. They don't have to be perfect. Just go that way. There we go. So tomorrow, because I had forgotten to pick up something and I didn't want to go all the way back into town just to go get one thing when Timmy is going to the store tomorrow anyway. So we'll be putting together a video for the pork belly and shrimp chow mein. But later on, the Argentinian cocktail, shrimp cocktail, will be released as just a video. So keep an eye out for that. So lots of stuff. We're trying out some different ways doing the content, and I hope that y'all are enjoying this. So what's everybody saying? Air fry the apple peels. You'll thank me, like chips. Huh? Never thought to do that. I'll definitely have to try that. I don't know how well the air fryer will work with that. It's kind of like a convection oven of sorts. Okay, now we got the apple in there. We got
No,
the
little air fryer down there.
Yeah, your little air fryers.
Yeah,
like a convection oven. Okay. So now we're going to mixy this all together. And we're going to set it aside and go on to the next task. I will definitely have to check out the apple chip thing. All right. This really smells very fragrant. Mixy. I didn't add carrot to it. I'm not a fan of carrot. And of course, we still have all this stuff here. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, so I'll come back to this. I was going to put a little bit of that pink pineapple. Now, Timmy didn't know that there was such a thing as a pink pineapple. But I want to take care of this. So I'm going to cut this in half. And then we're going to cut it into 1-inch slices. Because we're going to make some little Sammys with this. And this stuff, oh my God, it was so good. How many Sammys do you think you're going to want, Tim?
Couple.
A couple? Okay, a couple for me too. So we'll just set this aside right there for right now. Oh, look at that. It's still glistening. That is just gorgeous. All right. So this is the skin side. As you can see, there is just a little ribbon of fat. We want to render that a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the oil. There's the oil. There's the oil. Make sure it says oil and not balsamic like the last time. So we're going to give this a little whirl, a twirly, and maybe a couple dashes of the sesame oil, just a couple dashes, because we don't want to go too overboard. That's a little too much, but that's okay. All right. Do we know where my other mitten is? All right, swirly. That's nice and hot. And I learned my lesson from years ago when I had to have breast surgery. I was wearing a camisole top, and I ended up splashing hot bacon grease all over my chest. All right, so there's that. Now, what I chose to go with this are the King's Hawaiian mini sub rolls. They're kind of like a hot dog bun, but they're not. They probably would work pretty damn well. Let's see. That's 3. I don't know why they do this. Why can't they put like more than just 6 in a package? All right. So I really like soft bread. And I like my stuff a little on the sweet side. So take a gander at these. See how they're doing. Now that's an end piece, so we're just gonna flip them. We're just gonna give them a little bit of heat on all the sides. Come over here and check our sauce. We have the smoked corn in the background. Ow. Also, today is actually my 7th anniversary from my brain cancer diagnosis. I'm still here. I'm still standing.
Still has a brain.
Still have a brain.
At
Sometimes
least most of it.
At least most of it, yep. All right, let's close that up for right now. All right, I'm looking.
They cheated. Those are just double wide rolls.
Huh?
They cheated. Those are just double wide rolls.
Yeah, I know. But their logo is all over it, so I couldn't tell.
Yep.
All right. So now we're going to see what that pink pineapple looks like smoked. The question is going to be, did it lose some of its rich pink color? Some of it's going to go for tomorrow. So, oh, look at that.
Wow.
That's gorgeous. What do you think, Timmy?
I'm impressed.
You're impressed? Good. Did you know that after you planted a pineapple plant, it takes 5 years
I would.
for it to actually grow a pineapple? Okay, now we're going to just peel it. And, you know, I'm all for cooked pineapple because when I eat raw pineapple, it's fresh. I get the worst mouth blisters. All right. There it goes. Those are out of the way. Put those over here. So here we have our pineapple. We're not going to use all of it. Just look at that. Look at that color. It's just stunning. All right, so I'm going to put some of this into our coleslaw. I've forgotten that I usually put pineapple juice in mine. You want a piece, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
You do. Huh? Tax. All right.
That is good.
What does it taste like? It tastes like pineapple. But it has a slightly different, it's more sweet and less acidic.
Very good.
To me, it tastes like kind of almost like peaches. All right, there we go. Now we got our coleslaw with our smoked pink pineapple in it. All right, let's set that aside. Well, now that you've seen all this stuff, I'm going to actually put this away for later in my way. One of the other things that I found at Costco was figs. I freaking love figs. So figs might have jumped into my cart. All right. Now we got some beautiful, beautiful Maillard reaction on our pork belly. There we go. Now let's go check our sauce. Our sauce is nice. Take a look at the consistency. Oh yeah, ow. Oh crap, I had the wrong freaking burner on.
That would help.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. Get rid of that.
So what pan did you burn?
My new one, my green pan that has nothing in it. It's okay. It'll survive. Anyhow. So now we got these looking nice and gorgeous. Just set those right there. I don't want to burn them. All right. 2 each. Stick this pan in the oven so the cat doesn't step in it. I can just see Winston doing that. All right. Now, let's see here. Twirly, twirly, twirly. Clean up my messy, messy, messy. All right. You know, I'm not coordinated enough to dance.
Come on.
As much as I would love to be able to do that, I just can't. All right. Fancy. I'm gonna need our little thing right here. So you're going to. Why be dainty about it? Shit, I forgot to put my garlic. Oh well. We'll just set the garlic aside. I'll use it later. Alright. So. You want some mayo?
Yeah,
Yeah?
of course.
Of course. Should have got some key pie mayo. Key pie mayo. Alright.
Both halves.
Both halves. Now, if you want, you can also put your coleslaw on the sandwich. Key pie mayo works a lot better. It's got that light umami flavor to it. All right, there's that. Put that there. Put that there. Put that there. It's got some light crispy to it, which is what we wanted to do because you just can't get that crispy texture. All right, do you want to cut in half?
No.
No? Okay. All right. We've got some corn. Do you want the sauce on the side or do you want it on drizzled on the sandwich?
On the side.
On the side? Okay. We got some smoked buttered corn to go with it.
More.
What? More?
There you go.
Oh my God, you're ruining the aesthetic. All right. All right, there's that. Probably want a cuppy cup. All right. Where's that? Get you some saucy sauce. Just for dipping. There we go. Nice little saucy sauce. And there we have it. Let me plate mine up here real quick too. So I want to do mine a little different. All right, just a little smidge of mayo. Show you the other way to do this. And don't forget, later on, there's going to be a shrimp video. I think you guys are going to really love that. Oops. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this garlic. I'm going to spread it all over. Vampires aren't going to be screwing with me tonight. That's for sure. Oops. Yeah. No. Coleslaw. Put a little dab of coleslaw down. A little dab of coleslaw. Now this is how you do it. Yeah. Mmm. That's really delicious. All right. Oh wait, there's more. Put enough in for mine. So drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. Drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. So like mine messy. And of course we need some corn to go with it. Our corn season is just freaking fantastic today, or this year. Had a wonderful season. All right. So there's our pork belly sandwich. Now, if you are doing keto, you probably don't want to do the sauce. You can do something else. You probably don't want the bread either. But it's a well-balanced, well-rounded sort of sandwich on a soft Hawaiian roll. Now I kind of wish I would have gotten the sliders. I think that would have been prettier. But yeah, so there we have it. All right, Munchie Mafia. So here we are. Hopefully, you all will give this a try. You know, pork belly shouldn't be intimidating. I don't know why some people are intimidated by it. It's actually very, very easy. It's very, very forgiving. It's very forgiving. And if you don't have a smoker, you can do this in the oven. And the way you would want to do that in the oven is very low and slow, 250 degrees in an oven, residential oven. If you have one of those fancy convection ovens, I'm envious. Just lower the temp down to 235, and then just let it do its thing, low and slow. You do want to rub it overnight, or put a nice rub on it. Go really aggressive on the salt, and then put it in the fridge overnight, and then come back to it the next day to put it in the oven and let it do its thing. So, everybody, I'm so glad that we all got to hang out today, and I hope to see you again very soon. Much love to you all, and don't forget to cook with love and eat with passion. Have a good night, everybody.